Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Friday afternoon from Mickelson Field here in Fargo, North Dakota. This is the 2025 Eastern Dakota Conference Softball Tournament as we can continue our coverage here today on yourliveevent.com. I'm Chase Miller. After two loser-out games, we'll get to two semifinal matchups. First, the number 5 seed in the West Fargo Packers will go up against the number 1 seed and defending EDC tournament champ in the Fargo North Spartans. And then from there, we'll get to the 2-3 matchup, which will feature the West Fargo Horse Hawks, the 3 seed, going up against a 2 seed of Grand Forks Red River, the Rough Riders. Earlier today, West Fargo Cheyenne with a 7-6 win over Grand Forks Central, and Fargo Davies with a 4-0 win over the Fargo Shanley Deacons. We'll keep you apprised of what the matchups will look like tomorrow with our coverage starting at noon. The winner of this game automatically clinches a spot in the state tournament. The loser will go up against Davies at noon tomorrow for our first of 3 games here from Mickelson on yourliveevent.com. Then Red River and Horace, similar situation. Winner heads to state, and the EDC championship loser will play West Fargo Cheyenne. When we come back after this, we'll dive into the matchup earlier this season between the Spartans and alongside the Packers and what happened in that matchup. We'll get to our starting lineups and the opening pitch. That's all still to come here today as we get you ready for some more EDC softball from Mickelson here on yourliveevent.com.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good!
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Taking a look at the matchups earlier this season between the Packers and alongside the Fargo North Spartans. Fargo North 15 wins and 4 losses on the season, has beaten the West Fargo Packers twice this year in EDC competition. The first matchup back on April the 11th was all West Fargo as they 10-run ruled, all Fargo North as they 10-run ruled West Fargo 22-8 in 5 innings back on April the 11th. And then the Fargo North Spartans also picked up an 11-8 win over the Packers back on May the 13th. So from the Fargo North perspective, they'll have to find a way to beat West Fargo for the 3rd time this season. While for the West Fargo Packers, a team that is fairly youthful from their squad this season with a mark of 12-17, but they've won back-to-back games after losing 5 straight. They defeated Valley City, they defeated West Fargo Cheyenne, and now they'll try to put the pressure on the Fargo North Spartans. This is a rematch of last year's state championship, last year's EDC tournament championship, in which Fargo North defeated West Fargo 4-3 out in Castleton. We'll continue on the pregame show after this as we get to our umpiring crew that it's made its way here today for 2 more games in this one. And also, when we come back, we'll let you know what's going on out in Minot at the WDA tournament. As so far, it's been a couple of 10-run rules and pretty much been all chalk out in the Magic City for that. That and more still to come here today for the EDC softball here in downtown Fargo.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
The World of Outlaws late models return to the Norman County Raceway, Ada, Minnesota, June 28th. Ada Building Center LLC start to finish showdown. Presented by R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Enjoy the experience. Nationwide top 10 experience last year. Let's make it number 1 this year. World of Outlaws late models. Ada Building Center LLC start to finish showdown. Presented by R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Tickets now available. ncraceway.com.
Out in the WDA tournament out in Minot earlier today, the Mandan Braves with a 15-2 win in 5 innings over the Bismarck Legacy Sabres. And Jamestown, the Blue Jays advance with a 15-5 win in 6 innings over Minot North. So the magic number in the Magic City today has been 15. Semifinals coming up a little bit later on. It'll be Williston against Bismarck High, and then Minot will tangle with the Dickinson Midgets, as Dickinson will transition from the Midgets to the Mavericks coming up here in the school year of the fall of 2025. State qualifiers out west. Mandan will play the loser of Minot Dickinson. Jamestown will play the loser of Williston Bismarck High. And then you'll have the WDA championship game coming a little bit later on as well. The Fargo North Spartans head coach by Taylor Ludlum, the returning Coach of the Year in the state of North Dakota, Olivia Kalbis, a all-state selection from last year. Kenley Fisher, an all-EDC selection, and Jada Purdy, an all-state selection from last year as well. Well, for the West Fargo Packers, head coaches Brooke Mears and Zach Page here this season, all-EDC selection of Caitlin Kackman, and also making her way to the Shield Softball All-Star Series. So that is a look at what happened across the western side of the state and also some of the other action that is going on as well. Also on yourliveevent.com in Mayville today, the state opportunity for either Hillsborough Central Valley or the Thompson Tommies when it comes to baseball. That one getting a little bit later on is Hillsborough Central Valley against the Thompson Tommies, as that's in the top of the 6th inning. It's a 6-5 contest. 6-5 lead for the Hillsborough Central Valley Burros in their second championship game. As we go through our starting lineups here today, and then we'll get to our first pitch, brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway and the Red River Valley Speedway here in this one. For the West Fargo Packers, they'll be the visitors on the scoreboard. They'll go like this. Caitlin Kackman, a senior center fielder, batting leadoff. Chloe Pappenfuss, the sophomore catcher, will be batting second. Grace Vetter, the senior designated player, will be batting in third. From there, Kendall Krenz, the senior first baseman, in the cleanup spot here today for West Fargo. Brooklyn Williams, the freshman third baseman, will be batting fifth. Gretchen Klein, the shortstop freshman, will be batting sixth. Jordan Rosenthal, the 8th grader, left fielder, batting seventh. Abby Arneson, the right fielder, 8th grader, batting ninth. And then Brinley Rolt, the 8th grade pitcher here today. And then you have Tweets will be at second base here in this one. From there, for the Fargo North Spartans, taking a look at what they have in the outfield will be here today for Fargo North in terms of their starting lineup. Olivia Kalbis, the senior center fielder, will be batting in a leadoff spot, followed by Leah Hoffman, the senior shortstop. Jada Purdy, the junior pitcher, batting third. Kenley Fisher, the junior catcher, in the cleanup spot, with Aubrey King, the senior third baseman, batting fifth. Brooklyn Woodard, the junior right fielder, batting sixth. Ansley Ness, the senior second baseman, batting seventh. Schneider, the senior first baseman, will be batting eighth for Morin. And then Sonia Gorder, the sophomore left fielder, will be batting ninth here today for the Fargo North Spartans. The Spartans, again, head coach is Taylor Ludlum. West Fargo in their green tops and their black pants, while for the Fargo North Spartans in their gold tops and their blue pants here today from Mickelson Field. After the conclusion of this contest, we'll get to one more semifinal round matchup, and that'll feature Red River and the West Fargo Horace Hawks. We'll continue on our pregame show after this with the opening pitch between the Packers and the Spartans here in downtown Fargo on yourliveevent.com.
Hello, my name is Stephen Daniels. I'm a physician at Sanford. I have been in the region for over 30 years. My initial experience with DJ Coulter involved insurance for my house. After meeting him and getting to know him and realizing that he offered a lot of options, I have added my car insurance, my lake insurance, and then even insurance for my children. Every year meeting with me, seeing what has been changed, what I've needed, and sometimes we have not needed to add anything, and there have been times when I've decided to buy a boat. Their best process is communication with their customers, and I truly appreciate it. I would recommend DJ Coulter's Insurance to anyone. There have been times where I have needed proof of insurance, and I could not find it. And in that process, a phone call to DJ Coulter and a quick text message, I had what I needed within minutes.
We have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility has recently started offering a $4 per hour shift differential for rotating shifts. Go to AmericanCrystalCareers.com for more information.
Take your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
As we get you ready for our first pitch here today between the Fargo North Spartans and the West Fargo Packers, as our center field camera rev up the engines for some races upcoming here throughout the summer, and check it out on Racing on the Radio as well between the Norman County Raceway and the Red River Valley Speedway. We'll have races tonight on 106.5 FM KRJB for Racing on the Radio at the Red River Valley Speedway. Races starting at 7 o'clock. Go to redrivervalleyspeedway.com. That again is redrivervalleyspeedway.com for more information. First pitch brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway at the Red River Valley Speedway. Again, Kackman, Pappenfuss, and Vetter here to lead things off for the West Fargo Packers. West Fargo has been a staple in the EDC Tournament Championship. It's been 5 consecutive years that the Packers have at least appeared in the EDC Championship. Last time they did not make it was 2018, where Valley City scored off with Fargo North. The defending champs here in this EDC Tournament Championship as we get ready for this matchup. So Jada Purdy in the circle here for the Fargo North Spartans. Purdy, an all-state selection from a season ago, going up against Caitlin Kackman, who has an all-EDC selection last year. Opening pitch on the way at 3:57, as this one will be in there for a strike. And we're off and rolling in our late afternoon, early evening session of the EDC softball tournament. Mike Lean behind the plate, calling balls and strikes. Chad Mears and Mark Sandman are around the bases as this one goes foul up the third base line. It will be 0-2. Almost 2 strikes on the way here to Kackman. West Fargo, a youthful squad. Kackman, a senior on the roster, part of 3 seniors here for the West Fargo Packers. Here's the matchup. Purdy on the outside. Kackman is retired on 3 pitches, and there's 1 down here in the top of the first. Pappenfuss, the sophomore catcher here on the way for the Packers, will step up to the plate. 30th game of the season for West Fargo, game number 20 here of the year for the Fargo North Spartans. As this one will run out of the zone, it's now 1-0. One thing that's been a theme so far today, it's been whether it's been hits, where we had 28 of them between the Knights and the Mustangs, as this one will be off the glove, having to play this one Purdy and Ness, and not going to be able to make it As going now from first to second base, the throw going to slide in safely. So we'll get Pappenfuss with the single, then the air will allow her to get to second base, as the West Fargo Packers will get a runner on here with Chloe in the top of the first inning. But going to what we said earlier, whether it was 28 hits against Central and Cheyenne or just the 11 hits between Davies and Shanley, these teams have came out ready to swing. They've came out ready to get on the field, and we've had just a couple of hour, 30-minute ball games here today. See if that continues in our afternoon and the evening session. This one will be in there for a strike. It's 0-1 to Grace Vetter, the senior designated player. We'll put one in play where it was Pappenfuss right there off of Purdy and Ness. Once it got off of Purdy's glove, it was going to be a tough play for the infield. The 0-1, that'll miss outside. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Tomorrow's coverage begins at noon here on yourliveevent.com, and then that'll make our way through the EDC portion of the tournament to the championship match a little bit later on, as this one is jammed. That'll go to the second baseman, Ness. 2 down here in the top of the first inning. Kendall Krenz, a senior first baseman here in the cleanup spot for the West Fargo Packers. Batting from the left-handed side as Purdy has 2 down here with the runner at second. As she's been able to hit the outer part of that zone here today, it's now 0-1. The Fargo North Spartans last season, the number 4 seed, defeated Devils Lake 14-4 in 5 innings. Then from there went to the semifinals and upended Grand Forks Wood River by 3 before winning in the championship over the Packers by 1. West Fargo, the 2 seed, beat the Highlanders by 4 and then defeated Cheyenne in the semifinals. This one's laced right back up the middle. Here comes Calbus. The center fielder's throw will be cut off, as staying put was Chloe at third base. Kendall Krenz with an up the middle single here, and a couple of base hits for the West Fargo Packers. So runners at the corners with 2 down as it goes to Brooklyn Williams, the freshman third baseman here for West Fargo. First pitch swinging. This one will be a grounder. King is there at third base, makes a clean throw to Schneider across the diamond, and the Packers are retired here in the first. No runs, 2 hits, an error, and 2 runners left on base. On the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard, it's West Fargo 0 with Fargo North coming to the plate.
The telephone company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
This is Chris from EDC Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at EDC Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
As we head to the bottom of the first inning here, Olivia Calbus from Hoffman and Purdy here as they will go up against Brindley Rowe in the circle. Pappenfuss behind the plate, part of the battering ram here in this one for the West Fargo Packers. The North Virtue of the number 1 seed, they will be the home team throughout this tournament, winning the EDC regular season. Now trying to add on to that here with one of these 2 teams punching their ticket already to the state tournament with a win here this afternoon. The pitch on the way from Roll. That'll be on the inner part of the plate. Called a strike. It's now 0-1. So Packers got a couple of runners on. Left them on base. 2 stranded. What can the Spartans do the first time here against Brindley? 0-1 is going to be jammed. That'll go foul. Nice grab in the stands. As that one was grabbed by one of the West Fargo Packer faithful. He did that one-handed, mind you, barehanded. No balls, 2 strikes on the way. As Rowe with the pitch. That'll miss on the other part of the plate. It's now 1-2. In the circle here is Rowe. the 8th grader on the way, and she gets a strikeout. So Olivia is retired, and there's one down here in the bottom of the first inning. Leah Hoffman, the senior shortstop. Fortunate to see both Card pitch again for Shanley and Rarick, a couple underclassmen that were sophomores and a freshman. And we got an 8th grader here with Brynlee Rowe. She delivers a strike. It's now 0-1 to Leah Hoffman. Hoffman, the opposing shortstop here for the Fargo North Spartans. This will be skied, pop up, playable. The first baseman, Krenz, will come in, glove it, and there's 2 down here in the first. So now you got Jada Purdy, the opposing pitcher. Chance to help her own cause here for the Fargo North Spartans. Fargo North with 11 state tournament appearances. Made it every year from 2009 to 14 and 16 to 19. Well, for the West Fargo Packers, 15 state tournament appearances. They made it every season to a sanctioned state tournament. Club softball for quite some time in North Dakota. 1 ball, no strikes before it became sanctioned. And team that's won 10 state championships as well. This one will be hit foul. 1 ball and 1 strike as this Packer team, when we look at the history for high school softball in North Dakota, they have edged their name right in the stone. And for the Packers, but a new look team this season. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ole Miss out of the zone now, 2-1. Also a team that has developed even though a youthful team, as all the programs are at Horace, a team that has been knocking on the door now in West Fargo Horace, as they'll get their first semifinal tournament appearance here coming up a little bit later on tonight, going up against a squad in Red River who's been able to be consistently one of the better top-end teams in the state when it comes to EDC softball, at least on the eastern side. 3-1 on the way to Purdy. That'll run out of the zone. Rowe will pick up a walk, and the Spartans get the first base runner of the game here for their night. Now it's to Kinley Fisher. Fisher in the cleanup spot here. Coming up to the plate for the Fargo North Spartans. Picture perfect kind of a day, as we have said throughout our broadcasts here in downtown Fargo. Upper 60s, not too much of a wind to speak of. Some clouds have rolled on in throughout the day. This will be in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Runner at first base is Purdy. Fisher falls behind the count here against Rowe. Rowe with the 0-1. That'll run in, now make it 1 ball and 1 strike. Make it to the state tournament this season on the fresh new digs, and you're going to play on all turf up at the University of North Dakota. Talking with some coaches up there, it's a unique venue with just how the settings are, as this is a strike at 1 and 2. You got a little sky deck in left with the apartments that they have. Then you got a frat row in right, where in the spring they said they were listening to some music in right field pretty much. You felt like you're part of the fraternity. 1-2 pitch, jammed her. Fisher will keep this one going here at 1 ball and 2 strikes. As a good portion of schools have already been out of school, some will be getting out here in the next week and a half here from the Fargo Public School District. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Foul back, and we'll do it again. After a strikeout, a pop-out, and a walk, what can Roll do here for the Packers against Fisher, who's had a nice at-bat so far against the 8th grader. Here's the 1-2. That'll miss inside. The runner will break potentially almost for second base. Able to get back, sliding in there was Purdy. It's now 2-2. As Roll looking for her second strikeout. 2-2 pitch, not going through the zone, was Fisher. Thought about it for a moment. Now makes the count full, 1-3-2. Back-to-back 3-ball counts here to a Spartan batter. As Rowe with the payoff pitch. This one popped up. but that'll go out of play. We'll keep it at 3-2. That was in left field. Rosenthal on the way. Kackman in center. Arson in right. Krenz at first. With Tweed at second base. Williams at third. Klein at short with Pappenfuss behind the plate. 3-2 pitch. As that one will go and be a foul ball, as rounding second will be Purdy having to go back to first base. Long at bat here to the cleanup batter in Carly Fisher. Foul some pitches off, take a couple of close ones for walks or for some balls, is right now Rowe trying to find a way to get the out. Instead, we'll draw a walk, and runners will be at first and second base. You're in a potential 2-out rally going here for North with a couple of free passes. Aubrey King, the senior third baseman now here for the Spartans. Batter number 5, wearing number 5 here for Fargo North. Purdy stands at second. Fisher now at first. Fargo North trying to take a page out of Fargo Davies against Fargo Shanley earlier today and try to get a little 2-out magic. Instead, a hard ground hopper that goes to Klein. She goes the short way to Williams to retire the side, as this one will be done in the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left. We played 1 inning on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard. We're scoreless as we head to the top of the second inning.
It's the North Dakota All-Star Gathering on your live event, as we'll cover the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June 2nd and 3rd.
This will be hit and over the shortstop Berg into left center field. A run comes in to score with Alexander Rapp.
Optimist Volleyball Series June 16th and 17th.
Blue outside Linsinger with another hammer.
Plus, the Lions All-Star Basketball Series on July 14th and 15th.
Baldwin finds Wick. Wick open, three-pointer coming. Yes, sir!
For more information, go to yourliveevent.com.
The Rumble on the Red, presented by Ellingson Companies and Gerdau Metals Recycling, is coming to West Fargo, North Dakota. The World of Outlaws non-energy drink sprint cars come to the Red River Valley Speedway on Saturday, May 31st. Tickets are available now at slspromotions.com or by calling 815-344-2023.
As we go to the second inning here for the West Fargo Packers, they will go with Klein, Rosenthal, and Aronson here in the lineup. With Aronson here, the right fielder. As Purdy misses on the inner part of the plate, it's 1-0. So both teams left a couple of runners on in the first inning. West Fargo Packers got a runner in Pappenfuss all the way to third base. Here's the pitch. That'll miss. Now 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. The West Fargo Packers. And Klein, the shortstop. This one will be in there for a strike. Klein did a nice job again on that ground ball. And you're able to see the play in front of you. Just make the smart play to third. 2-1. That'll miss inside now. 3-1 as Purdy's in danger of walking her first batter of the afternoon. Purdy with a 3-1 pitch. That'll miss. As Klein gets aboard, and a runner will be at first here for the West Fargo Packers.
Left fielder, number 18, Jordan Rosenthal.
As Rosenthal will dig in now and take a look at the co-head coaches here with Zach Page up the third base side, with Brooke Mears up the first base side. Brooke, a former Valley City Highliner in the EDC. As this will be foul tipped, and it will be 0-1. Able to see these respective VDC tournament games last couple of years. 2 years ago at West Fargo. Last year was scheduled to be at Mickelson before it just rained and kept on pouring, and then they finally said, let's move it to Castleton. They got all turf as looking to bunt, not going through the zone. Looks to be 1 ball in 1 strike. And then last year they got 1 game in the EDC softball tournament before rain, weather, thunder, lightning, it all came in Castleton. They said, let's move it back to 6 games. This one's going to be bunted. Here comes King charging. That goes off the glove of Ness and going now to second to third. So you're going to have an E4 by Ness as it hit her glove. As Klein will go all the way now to first to third. And now the West Fargo Packers knocking on the door here, top of the second inning. It was a great play by King. Made a perfect throw to Ness, but almost Ness maybe was caught peeking towards the runner as it hit her right in the glove. And now the Packers, first pitch swinging, hits one on the ground. King looks back the runner. They get the runner out at first. Here the run coming in late, able to slide in safely. So King trying to do her best. Klein will come in to score. Abby is retired on one pitch, 5-3, but she gets the run driven in. And now it is a 1-0 lead on the DJ Coulter agency scoreboard here for the Packers. And on top of that, some good base running as you're able to see Rosenthal scamper down to third base as well. As Rowe comes up to the plate now, here to help her own cause. And last year, after about one game they got in, they just said, we got to move everything to the next day, which was Saturday. And it was breakfast and softball all the way to a little supper and softball with 6 games out at Castleton. As there's one down here in the top of the second inning, the West Fargo Packers threatening for another run here. So Jada Purdy trying to minimize the damage here in the second after an error. The 2-0 pitch. And it'll miss now 3-0. Well, good teams in good situations make you pay for some errors, and the Packers have at least one run across right now. 3 balls, no strikes on the way, then Caitlin Kackman on the on-deck circle. That'll miss inside. It's a 4-pitch walk. Runners at the corners with an ever-dangerous Kackman coming to the plate. As it looks like we'll get a courtesy runner coming in the game here for West Fargo. As number 16 will be coming in the game here for the Packers. And that will be Ella. As Amundsen will come in here at first base. Runners at the corners for West Fargo as Jada Purdy will try to lock down right now for the Fargo North Spartans and minimize the air here. Well, for West Fargo, this is a great opportunity to put a number up on the board. That's a 2-hopper. They get one, a chance for 2 off the glove of the first baseman, off of Schneider. So they get the out. Kackman able to reach base. A run does come in to score as the run by Rosenthal will come in. And now it's going to be 2-0. So 2-0, it's 2 outs, as there'll be a conference in the circle. Put the ball in play. Kackman reaches base on a fielder's choice. As now you'll have a runner at first base. So retired was Amundsen, and that one was nearly a twin killing as Ness was able to take the lead runner, and this one's going to be grounded, and that'll eventually go to King, and King's been kept busy. Pappenfuss retired on one pitch. But the West Fargo Packers do take the lead as they score 2 runs here in the top of the second on your LiveEvent.com.
Local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
For the West Fargo Packers, 2 runs across in the top half of the second. We'll see how that can help them for the remainder of this game. Well, for the Fargo North Spartans, still got time by all means. Try to put that air behind you and see if you can get something going here against the 8th grader in Brindley Rowe. They did leave 2 runners aboard in the last half inning as this one is slashed up the left field line. That'll go foul. Brooklyn Woodard, the junior right fielder, Ness and then Schneider do up here for the Fargo North Spartans. The 2 times these teams have played, it was a 10-run rule back in April where Fargo North put up 22 runs against the West Fargo Packers. And then they played the second time, and it was a lot closer. The pitch, this one will also go foul. Last time they played with these 2 clubs, West Fargo Packers did fall short against Fargo North, but it was 11-8 back on May the 13th after losing 22-8 on April the 11th. The pitch, almost out of the zone. And you hear it in basketball a multitude of times. Tough to beat a team 3 times in a season, and that's what the Spartans are trying to do here in the softball ranks. Rowe with the 1-2, that'll miss outside. Now 2-2. Big inning here when it comes to just the complexion of the ebb and flow of a game. If you're rolling, you get out of the inning with 0 runs, put the bats up to the plate. Good part of the lineup coming up. As this will be slashed, a little 3-hopper underneath the glove of Klein, as that'll go into left center field as Woodard is aboard here in the bottom of the second inning. Those hops today, as we've seen for some of the fielders, sometimes it comes up and it goes a little bit more than what they think on top of the wrist area. Some of it goes underneath the glove. Regardless, the Spartans get a runner on, and now it's to Ness. If you're Fargo North, you can even just get a run across here, get a little shot in the arm going forward for the remainder of this contest. Looking to bunt, this one will go foul. It's 0-1. As Red River and West Fargo Horace await, as we have a nice crowd both up the first base and third base side here today. Heck, you can bring your blanket out and sit on the dike here a little bit and enjoy some summer sun, and you'd have a great view here for the softball diamond. The 0-1. This will be bunted up the first base side. That's a fair ball. Good job by Pappenfuss to avoid the bat and then make a nice throw to Krenz at first base, as it will be a sacrifice bunt. Woodard will make her way to second, and there's 1 down here on the bottom of the second inning. So we'll have Martin Schneider now, the senior first baseman, batting 8th of the lineup here for the Spartans. Here's the pitch. On the outer part, had a little movement to it. Now 1-0. North Dakota State playing in the Summit League Baseball Championship here later tonight as well, as they just need 1 win, and they'll be dancing into the NCAA baseball tournament. There's a swing, went through. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. As the Thompson Tommies have came back and defeated the Burros of Hillsborough Central Valley in the Region 2 Championship. They beat them twice. Win the second one 8-6, so the Tommies will have a chance for a 4-peat in the state baseball tournament at Newman Outdoor Field coming up next week. Thompson has played in 7 of the last 8 State B baseball championship games. As here's the pitch, nearly getting the strike. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at third and Woodard. And the pitch. That'll miss out of the zone. Work the count full now, 3-2. Woodard reach on an air. Ness got the sacrifice bunt to put Brooklyn to second base. And now Schneider with a long at bat against Rowe here. As we'll see another 3-2 count upcoming. Swung on and miss, and Rowe gets the strikeout. That's her second, the first since retiring Olivia Calvis on a strikeout to open up the bottom of the first inning. Sonia Gorder then back to the aforementioned Olivia here for the Fargo North Spartans. Fargo North looking to get a run across here in the bottom of the second and answer the 2 runs the Packers had earlier in the frame. This one right now the zone, it's 1-0. Not so much that Rowe has been wild as she hasn't walked 4 or 5 batters, but she's using the different elevations, finding ways to get in the zone. 1-0, foul back, 1-1. Through the first 8 batters, we've seen 3 3-ball counts. So she's kind of nibbling around the zone at times, and really Spartan batters, just a matter of trying to find a ball to barrel up somewhere. The 1-1. This will be popped up. Krenz will give some room to it. This will be caught for a foul ball, and that'll retire the Spartans here in the bottom of the second inning. There were no runs, no hits, an error, and a runner left on base. We played 2 on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard. It's the West Fargo Packers 2, the Fargo North Spartans scoreless as we head to the third.
Hello, my name is Stephen Daniels. I'm a physician at Sanford. I have been in the region for over 30 years. My initial experience with DJ Coulter involved insurance for my house. After meeting him and getting to know him and realizing that he offered a lot of options, I have added my car insurance, my lake insurance, and then even insurance for my children. Every year meeting with me, seeing what has been changed, what I've needed, and sometimes we have not needed to add anything, and there have been times when I've decided to buy a boat. Their best process is communication with their customers, and I truly appreciate it. I would recommend DJ Coulter's insurance to anyone. There have been times where I have needed proof of insurance, and I could not find it. And in that process, a phone call to DJ Coulter and a quick text message, I had what I needed within minutes.
Top of the third inning, Chase Miller with you here from Mickelson Field in downtown Fargo. 3, 4, and 5 batters for the Packers. Vetter will take a strike here against Jada Purdy. 2 innings of work so far for Purdy. 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. As the righty sees this one lined into left field. That'll be a base knock for Vetter, as Vetter gets a leadoff single here for the West Fargo Packers. In back-to-back innings for West Fargo, they get their leadoff runner aboard. Kendo Krenz with a single, her last time up, and the cleanup roll here for West Fargo. As West Fargo is looking to serve a little revenge here after losing in the championship last season, but some new faces for both of these teams as well. Fargo North brought back a really nice score from a season ago. A lot of veteran leadership on the Spartans team this year. The 1-0 pitch. He'll be in there for a strike. Well, for West Fargo, you sprinkle a couple of seniors, and then from there it's pretty much a lot of underclassmen after that. Everyone's underclassmen after about 3 seniors, as this one is foul tipped. Seniors of Kackman, of Vetter, of Krenz. As you'll see, the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch up coming, and you just kind of feel like if West Fargo can get another run or 2 across here, they'll really start putting some pressure on the Spartans. As this will miss up. Fargo North able to defeat Grand Forks Central up in Grand Forks earlier here in the EDC tournament to get to this point. And as this one is laced into left, going for it is going to be Gorder, as that was going to be right into the fair foul territory. They'll call that a fair ball, as Vetter will make her way back to first base. So nice job by Gorder. Fly out down to the left fielder, and there's one down. Number 1 seed North had all that they could handle yesterday up in Grand Forks at Albrecht Field with a 10-8 win over Grand Forks Central. Well, for the West Fargo Packers, they defeated West Fargo Cheyenne 13-5 at Cheyenne to get to this point of the EDC softball tournament. Brooklyn Williams 0 for 1 today. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This would be hit right back to the pitcher. Purdy has to double take, and that is going to be off the shortstop Hoffman. So that one will again be just a bobble of a baseball, a bobble of a softball here, as Vetter will be at second base. So Hoffman was there trying to glove it, unable to get to it, and the pitcher Purdy wanted to throw it immediately but had to double clutch, and as she double clutched, she short hopped the shortstop by the time Hoffman got there. And now all of a sudden the Packers get another free out to work with. here in the top of the third inning. We've already seen North have an error in both the first and the second, as this one is going to get past the catcher of Fisher. And now everybody moves up 60 feet. So Vetter goes to third, Williams goes to second, and we'll see a 2-0 count upcoming here to Klein, who's already got a walk with a run scored today. Purdy with a 2-0 pitch. That'll miss now 3-0. So 3 balls, no strikes here for the Spartans on their home turf here at Mickelson. 3-0 in there for a strike to Klein. It's now 3-1. Packers put 5 batters to the lineup in the first inning. They were able to send 6 batters in the second. This is the 4th one so far here in the third. Good spot on the way for Purdy. It's now 3-2. Big spot in the game right now here to Klein as Rosenthal's on the on-deck circle. This would be grounded. That'll go to the third baseman. Kling goes to Fisher. They run back the runner who gets back, and for West Fargo, you'll take it. Kling did the right thing as King was trying to get the lead runner there for Vetter. Able to reach base was Klein. Bases are full of Packers and nowhere to put Rosenthal. So base is full. Infield will come in. Rosenthal reached base on her last time. The pitch. This would be hit. That'll go to the shortstop. Hoffman is there. This one will go towards the catcher. So Hoffman to Fisher. And Rosenthal will reach base on a fielder's choice. Vetter's retired. Williams goes to third. Klein goes to second. And that's a large second out here. As now it's to Abby Arneson, who's 0 for 1 today in the game. So one pitch got the batter out. As this will be in there for a strike, it's 0-1. Well, the Fargo North Spartans will be back to the top of the lineup. Olivia Calbus with Hoffman and Purdy, 2 up in the bottom half of the third inning. This will be grounded, and that'll go foul. That'll be 0-2. Well, for Purdy, one good pitch away from leaving the bases full here, top of the third. There's the payoff pitch. Out one from a Spartan perspective, maybe was leaning towards the dugout a little bit there from the first and second baseman, thinking that was a strike. Instead, will make it now 1-2. 1-2 pitch, swung on and miss. And Jada Purdy gets out of a sticky situation here in the third inning as she leaves the bases full.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Bottom of the third inning here on yourliveevent.com. The West Fargo Packers 2-0 in favor of the Fargo North Spartans right now as the Packers have the advantage. After leaving the bases full, we'll see what Fargo North can do here at the plate. Scalbus takes a ball. It's now 1-0. Hoffman, then Purdy, due up after that. First time through the lineup, Brindley was able to have 2 innings of work. She stranded 3 runners. There were no hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. The pitch, that'll miss outside. It's now 2-0. There's Rowe right now. Here in the circle with Pappenfuss behind the plate. 2-0, jammed her. This could be trouble, though, as that one's going to spill into right center field. First base knock in the game here for the Spartans. They get a runner on to lead things off here in inning number 3. So that one ran in, jammed her, but over Tweet and right in front of Aronson and Kackman into the outfield there. Just couldn't have placed it any better if you were trying to throw a dart. As you'll see, Leah Hoffman. And we'll see what the play is for the number 2 batter in the lineup. As she's going to swing away. It's now 0-1. So for Class B softball, able to see Central Cass make their way back to the state tournament. Kindred Richland lost to Hillsborough Central Valley. So we'll have a new State B champ this season after the Vikings fell to the Burros. Mayport CG Hatton Northwood won the Region 2 championship. Then Carrington defeated Thompson to make it to state on the eastern side, as this one will be the zone 1 ball and 1 strike. That'll be your eastern Class B teams. We're still trying to find out who will be the East in the Class A side of things, as we'll have the 1 ball, 1 strike upcoming. Rowe with the pitch. This will be hit high in the air. That's to left, way back to the warning track and gone. Leah Hoffman with a 2-run homer to left. And we got a brand new score on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard. It's the Spartans and the Packers tied at 2. So 2 runs come in here for the Fargo North Spartans on 1 swing. And it's a brand new ball game here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Now it's to Jada Purdy. As Rowe now will have to find a way to get back in the zone here from the Packer perspective. For the North perspective, you're hoping that hit can jolt the Spartans here out in front and play with a lead by the time you get back into the circle from Purdy's perspective at the plate. There's Jada. We'll see this one. I'll be in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Purdy with the walk her last time up. The pitch. That'll miss out of the zone. It's 1-1. Went back to Leah Hoffman. That just sounded good off the bat immediately. She had that uppercut swing, and you looked at the scoreboard and you thought there might have been an indentation at the scoreboard of where that ball was going out to, just missing it a little bit towards the left. 1-1 pitch. That'll be out of the zone now, 2-1. In a game that started back at 3:57, so about 40 minutes old here, bottom of the 3rd. As Rowe with the pitch. This will be hit foul. Now 2-2, and still one more game to be played here later today with West Fargo Horace and Grand Forks Red River. The Hawks 16-6 on the season. Red River at 14-9 for the Rough Riders. That is a 2-3 matchup in the EDC softball tournament. As this will be smothered in the dirt, it's now 3-2. So far a single and a 2-run homer. And we see the 3rd full count upcoming for Rowe in the circle here for West Fargo. 3 balls, 2 strikes on the way to the opposing pitcher. And Purdy pops this one up, and this one will go right in front of us. And then he hit the top of the chain link fence. Have not seen that, so put that on your EDC softball bingo card here today from Mickelson Field. That's about another foot that could have maybe been farther out. Maybe Pappenfuss would have had a chance at it. Instead, we'll have the 3-2 upcoming again to Purdy. As that'll be a walk. Jada will take first base, her 2nd walk of the game. And the Spartans 3 batters up and 3 batters on here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Wind starting to pick up just a little bit here, maybe blowing a little bit more right towards left at Mickelson from what we saw throughout the course of the afternoon. I haven't really had to worry about any wind gusts. It's been a pretty cool, calm, collective day here in downtown Fargo. Fisher drew a walk her last time up. There's a throw back to first base. Able to get back in cleanly was Purdy. It's going to be 1-0. Fisher with a really long at-bat for the junior catcher against Rowe. Able to foul pitches off, do the little things well at the plate. Here's the 1-0 pitch. This will be hit high in the air. That's to center field. Going in the gap is Kackman to collect the first out here in the third inning. So a fly out to the center fielder as now it's to Aubrey King.
Third baseman, number 15, Aubrey King.
Aubrey King hit one to Klein, and Klein then went the short way to Williams with runners at first and second and retired Purdy at third base to get out of the first inning where the Spartans left 2 runners on. The pitch, I'll be out of the zone now, 1-0. 5 batters to the plate in the first inning for North, 4 batters in the second. This is their 5th so far here in inning number 3. The 1-0 pitch. This one will be popped up. Williams and Klein. Klein will leave way to Williams at third, who gets the out, and there's 2 down. As now goes to Brooklyn Woodard here, who reached base on an error to lead things off in inning number 2. Spartans so far with 2 runs, thanks in part to a 2-run shot by Hoffman. They want to play with a lead here if they can. As this will miss out of the zone now, 1-0. Minnesota Twins are back in action later tonight against the Royals. Timberwolves will be at Target Center for Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals tomorrow evening, as this one is grounded foul. And graduations of flurry throughout the weekend as well, where a good chunk are having graduations on Sunday with Memorial Day weekend. 1 ball, 1 strike as Brindley Rowe right now in the circle here for West Fargo. That'll be out of the zone. It's now 2-1. As the Northsiders right now have responded after West Fargo left the bases loaded in the top of the third. They have came back with a 2-run homer by Hoffman. The pitch. This would be hit. That'll be down for a base knock into left center field. Rounding second is Purdy. Here comes Kackman's relay throw. It goes to Klein. Klein trying to throw it into home. Not going to be in time. And coming in to score as they throw back to the runner at second. Diving in safely. It'll be a 2-out double for Woodard. Coming in to score is Purdy. And the Spartans will indeed play with the lead when we head to the 4th. Nice inside-out swing, able to get into the gap, and once it went to the gap with 2 outs, you knew that could spell trouble if you were a Packer fan, as Fargo North will play with a 3-2 lead. Woodard gets the run driven in. Coming in to score is Purdy, and the top third of the lineup has all scored a run here in the inning with Olivia, Leah, and Jada. 3 hits in the inning so far for the Spartans, 2 of them the extra base variety. As this is fouled back, it's now 0-1. Schneider on the on-deck circle. Well, and you're able to load the bases, especially with a team as the number 1 seed and unable to bring a run across in an inning. That can come back and haunt you, and it has for the Packers here, as they will be playing behind for the first time today when they come back up to the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Ness. Ness with a sacrifice bunt her last time up in inning number 2. Woodard stands at second base. Swing and miss. It's now 1-2. Well, the Spartans with some good swings and some heavy and hard contact here against Rowe in inning number 3. There's Brindley looking for the punch out. The 1-2. That'll miss. Now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the way. As Rowe with the pitch. Did not go through the zone. Now 3-2. Second full count of the inning. As the Spartans look to pass the baton to Schneider on the on-deck circle here in the 3rd. Three-two pitch hit in the air. That'll go to right. Arneson is there, and that'll retire the Spartans here in inning number 3. But 3 runs able to come across as there were 3 hits, no hits, and a runner left on base. We got a new score on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard. It's the Fargo North Spartans 3, the West Fargo Packers 2 coming to the plate.
The World of Outlaws late models return to the Norman County Raceway, Ada, Minnesota, June 28th. Ada Building Center LLC start to finish showdown. Presented by R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Enjoy the experience. Nationwide top 10 experience last year. Let's make it number 1 this year. World of Outlaws late models. Ada Building Center LLC start to finish showdown. Presented by R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Tickets now available. ncraceway.com.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility has recently started offering a $4 per hour shift differential for rotating shifts. Go to AmericanCrystalCareers.com for more information.
As we make our way to the top of the 4th inning, it'll be Roe, Kackman, and Pappenfuss against Jada Purdy here for the Fargo North Spartans. First pitch swinging, this one will go back. It's now 0-1. The one theme of these games so far, it has been close. We saw a 1-1 win for West Fargo Cheyenne, 7-6. A 4-0 win for Davies against Fargo Shanley. And so far here, 3-2 in this contest. Going back, able to see a home run for to Vetter for Presley as she was a triple away from the cycle for Cheyenne. As this is a line drive shot that'll be caught by Woodard in right field. Brinley Rowe is retired on a missile of a hit, but went right to the right fielder, and there's going to be 1 down. And then in the Deacons-Eagles game, Sophie Rarick with the complete game 2-hitter, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts for the freshman. Able to pick up the 4-0 win as Kackman sees this one foul tipped. It's now 0-1. Caitlin has reached base once here today for the Shield Softball All-Star selection here for the West Fargo Packers this season. Here's the 0-1. One way or another, Caitlin Kackman will be playing at UND here in the next week or two, either in the state tournament next Thursday through Saturday or week and a half on the first Monday of June as the Softball All-Star Series. This one will be grounded. Eaten up there is Ness. Able to stay with it, though, and that bounce took her a step closer to first base. 4-3 on the putout, and there's 2 down. As you'll see now with Chloe. As Pappenfuss with a single. So far here today, 1 of 2 at the plates. Packers left 2 runners on in the first, a runner on in the second, and 3 in the third. As Purdy is looking for her first 3-up, 3-down inning of the night. Now 0-1. No balls and a strike. This one will miss. It's now 1-1. Here's the 1-1 offering. This one will go foul just about 24 hours from now. We'll get ready for the EDC championship game, which is the hopes for both of these two teams to get underway. If you lose this contest, you will make your way for a afternoon contest at noon against Fargo Davies. This will be hitting the air. That one's got a little length to it. Gorder going back, and this one will be a catch right in front of the wall. And there's a 3-up, 3-down here in the fourth. As we make our way to the bottom of the 4th inning on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard, it's still a 3-2 lead in favor of the Fargo North Spartans.
Softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Bottom of the fourth inning here from Mickelson Field in Fargo. Chase Miller with you midway through this contest. Fargo North will have their 8, 9, and 1 batters, Schneider, Gorder, and Calbus coming up here after their Spartans put 3 runs in the third. We'll see what they have in store for the bottom of the fourth inning. There's Brindley Rowe so far, 3 innings of work as this one will go foul. She's given up 3 hits all in the third, 3 runs with 3 walks and 2 strikeouts so far for the 8th grader. Runs driven in the third, a 2-run homer by Hoffman, then a run driven in by Woodard, and an extra base hit to left center field. The 0-1, that'll miss. Now 1-1. As in the West, when it comes to Class A, there's been just some really good teams from Dickinson, Minot, from Bismarck High over the years. Fargo is the lone team from the EDC that's found a way to win a state championship since it's been sanctioned in 2009. Now, granted, they've won a lot of them. 10 to be precise. 3 balls, 1 strike. This North team can maybe a 1 seed here and trying to get to that EDC tournament championship, and who knows what you happen once you get to state. 3-1 pitch. And therefore a strike, now 3-2. Sometimes not how you play a team, but it's when you play them. Team that can get hot at the right time, have a lot of confidence. Can be a lower seed, can be a dangerous team at this time of the year. Payoff pitch, that'll run out of the zone. Schneider will earn a walk. And the Spartans get a leadoff batter on it, both in the second, third, and now the fourth innings here against Rowe. Sonia Gorder with a pop out, her last time up to Krenz in foul territory at first. As Rowe. We'll see this get by the catcher for a moment. Pappenfuss with the throw, and this is going to be in there to second base for Schneider. And Schneider gets into scoring position as it now will be 1-0 upcoming to the sophomore left fielder. As we'll have a quick time call just to get the extra softball or 2 on the way. For the West Fargo Packers, 2 runs across so far. Their line scored 3 hits. They've committed 1 error, and they've left 6 runners on. For the Spartans, 3 runs so far on 3 hits. They've committed 3 errors and left 4 runners on. As it now will be 2-0. As the Spartans are making Brindley Rowe work here. As this will be called a strike, it's now 3 at 2-1. Especially since the second inning, I've seen a good chunk of counts with 2-ball or 3-ball counts here for Rowe against a Spartan batter. Just kind of hunting their pitch as this one goes all the way to the backstop on the wild pitch. Be 3-1 on the count, and Schneider stands at third base. That's where the Spartans are going right now with Rowe. As we said earlier in the game, the first and second, she's kind of been effectively wild, where she's using different elevations, using different parts of the area. As this one runs in, did it hit the knob or did it hit the hand? And it looks like it's going to hit the hand, and hit by a pitch will be Sonia Gorder. She'll make her way to first base. That can be all right if you're consistent with enough. As you'll see, Zach Page talk it over and ask if there was enough of the knob of the bat, or possibly did she go through to have a swing for any type of a foul tip. As that one just came in, and Mike Lean talking it over with him. Chad Mears and Mark Sandman are our 3-man umpires here in this contest. Regardless, nobody out, bottom of the fourth inning right now. Olivia Calvis, 1 of 2 today with a single and a run scored, and the 3rd time through against Brindley Rowe. as the West Fargo Packers try to minimize the damage here. No runs across so far for North, but they are knocking on the door here in this inning. As the runner's in a break, they throw it back to the runner at third. Schneider slides in safely. Gorder will go towards second. And now will be runners at second and third with a 1-0 count to the leadoff batter. Pappenfuss here. Behind the plate, Kackman in straightaway center. This one will be foul. It's now 0-1. Klein at shortstop with Tweed at second. Corner infielders of Williams at third and Krenz at first. Harrison in right and Rosenthal in left field here today for the West Fargo Packers. Here's the 1-1. That'll be out of the zone now, 2-1. As the sun is made its way from the morning towards the eastern and making its way back on top and slowly the western hemisphere, as this one will miss out of the zone now, 3-1. Fargo North with a win would make it back-to-back appearances to a state tournament if they can find a way to pick up the victory here of the West Fargo Packers, as that'll be a 3-2 count upcoming. For West Fargo Packers, looking for their league-leading 16th trip to a state tournament if they can get there here this season. A 3-2 pitch here to Olivia. That'll be a walk. The bases are full here for Fargo North. A walk, hit by pitch, and a walk here as Brooke Mears will come on out and talk it over in the circle for the West Fargo Packers. And right now, you'll see Leah Hoffman to the plate. Hoffman with a 2-run homer her last time up to left field that jumped off the bat when she connected with it. And there's nowhere to put her here in the bottom of the fourth inning. For Fargo North, this could be the separation inning right now. Got 3 runs bottom of the third inning. You put a ball in play here by Hoffman, possibly can add 2. Well, you've been already able to do here in the last inning plus against Brindley Rowe. Packers top of the fifth. They would have their 3, 4, and 5 batters. Vetter, Krenz, and Williams. Just a matter of how much are they going to be down by. 1, 2, or possibly more runs. One swing of the bat could be 4 here for the Spartans. Infield will come in, try to take the run down at home. The pitch. This one will be a good one on the way. It's 0-1. So no balls, a strike here. To Hoffman as Rowe. We'll see this popped up. This one will be a tough play that'll be in for a base knock. Harrison will come and grab it. The throw will get all the way over and it'll stay there. It'll still be an RBI single on the way with the infield in. That hit more likely would have been an out, but with the infield in, it just allows a little bit more real estate for a hitter. So coming to score will be Schneider. Gorder will go towards third. Calbus to second. Leah Hoffman gets her 3rd run driven in on her 2nd hit of the day, and now it's a 4-2 contest. This one foul tipped off the glove of Pappenfuss, 5th batter to the plate here in the inning for the Fargo North Spartans. Tough one as Rowe made a good pitch just for Hoffman, just put the barrel of the bat out there and try to put the ball in play, and infield will come in again here for the West Fargo Packers. Jada Purdy falls behind the count, no balls and a strike. As that'll miss out of the zone, Pappenfuss goes to Williams at third, diving back in safely as Gorder. As Jada Purdy has reached base twice, both via a walk. This one will be foul tipped, and it'll be 1-2. 2 walks in the first inning. 1 in the third. 2 in the fourth, and then 1 with Gorder on the hit by pitch. 2 strikeouts. There's been 4 hits so far against Rowe in this contest. The 1-2. This will be laced right back up the middle. 1 run will come in. Kackman will make the throw. Here it comes to home. What a throw by Kackman, but sliding in is going to be Calvis as Pappenfuss, as it goes off of her glove. It's a 2 RBI single here for Purdy as Gorder comes in to score. Calvis comes in to score. Hoffman goes from first to third, and Purdy on the throw will stand at second base. So 6-2 here for the Fargo North Spartans as they put 3 runs up so far here in the inning, and there's still nobody out. So Jada Purdy gets 2 runs driven in. Kackman made about as good of a throw as you could, but sliding in was Calvis as she timed it perfectly, as when Pappenfuss was going to apply the tag, that's exactly when the ball came there. Kind of just knocked it out of the glove of Pappenfuss. Maybe a half second sooner, maybe Chloe would have been able to glove that cleanly. But a bang-bang play, runners in scoring position here for the Spartans. This will be a high fly ball. That's to left center field, way back, and that ball's gone. The 3-1 homer for Fisher, and the Spartans have opened up the game here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The second home run for the north side, and they lead it 9-2. Hoffman comes in to score. Purdy comes in to score. Fisher with the 3-run knock. Her first base hit of the game, and it's now a 9-2 lead. 6 batters up, 6 batters in here for North in the 4th inning. So a 2-run homer by Hoffman and a 3-run homer by Fisher here today, but just in this inning alone, a walk, a hit by pitch, a walk, single, and a 3-run homer here for the Spartans. The pitch. This one will be fouled back to Aubrey King. It's now 0-1. The Spartans showing you why they're the #1 seed here in the tournament. As we reach the 5 o'clock hour in a game that's just over an hour old, and all of a sudden from the West Fargo point of view, you got to be worried about the run rule. Another 3 runs comes across here. You'll be talking about a mercy rule top half of the 5th. As this will miss. Aubrey King 0 for 2 today. The only batter so far for the Spartans who hasn't reached base in some capacity of a walk, a fielder's choice, or a hit, is this one's going to be hit in the air to right center field. Kackman comes underneath it. King is retired on the fly out to center field, and the first out here of the inning comes for the West Fargo Packers. Now it's to Brooklyn Woodard. Woodard with a double, a run driven in her last time up, is 1 of 2 so far in the game. But the 3rd and 4th innings, the Spartans have pounced on row. 3 innings in the 3rd, 6 so far here in inning number 4 as Woodard out in front of that one. It's 0-1. Five runs driven in for North via the long ball. As this is slash foul, it's now going to be 0-2. I think our play of the game right now might be that 2-run homer and 3-run homer. The 2-run homer by Hoffman tied the game at 2 apiece. Let me put a shot of life into that Spartan dugout. As this one will be missing low. It's now 1-2. As we'll see the 1-2 pitch upcoming here to Woodard. That'll miss out of the zone. It's 2-2. Lefty at the plate for the right fielder. There's Brindley Rowe with a 2-2 offering. That'll miss. Makes the count full. Now 3-2. This is our 4th 3-ball count of the inning for Rowe against her 8th Spartan batter. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, and Rowe gets her 3rd strikeout. And there's 2 down here in the 4th. As you will see it now to Ness. Ness with a sacrifice bunt back in the 2nd. Trying to reach base here for the Spartans. Number 7 spot in the lineup here. As for after the 3-run homer. Brindley able to get back-to-back outs. And trying to get the Packers into that dugout here without the Spartans putting another chance of a little rally going here in the bottom of the 4th. This one will be in there for a strike. It's 1-1. The 1-seed Spartans against the 5-seed Packers, and we'll see the 2-seeded Rough Riders against the 3-seeded Hawks upcoming. And today it's been chalk variety in the EDC tournament. We're in the loser-out game. Saw the number 4-seed Cheyenne beat the number 8-seeded Grand Forks Central Knights 7-6. And then the number 7-seed Davies did pull off in terms of seed line upset, 4-0 over Fargo Shanley, 4-0 in the 7-6 matchup. So that is the one quote-unquote upset so far here today in Fargo. 2 balls and a strike on the way here to Ness. As Rowe sees this go out of the zone. It's now 3-1. 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Ness. As Ness can climb aboard, we'll go back to Schneider, who led things off here in the 4th. This would be hit right to Kackman in center field, and that'll do it here in the 4th inning. But 6 runs come across on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard thanks to a 3-run shot by Kinley Fisher. As we make our way to the top of the 5th inning, we got a new score. Spartans lead by 7.
The telephone company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
As Grace Vetter comes up to the plate, 3, 4, 5 batters here for the West Fargo Packers. As this one will miss for a ball, it's now 1-0. The Spartans score 6 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and nobody left in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-0 pitch coming from Purdy. That'll be out of the zone. It's now 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes here to the senior designated player in Grace Vetter as the Packers with some work to do in front of them here in the 5th. And right now it's all about finding base runners and getting them on base. Well, for Jada Purdy, lead by 7. Just trying to put that softball in the zone and let your defense do some work behind you if you can't get a strikeout, as we'll see it now to 2-2. For Purdy, we'll see a couple of batters in the 3rd inning just reach base on some unique plays with some fielder choices. This is a scalding hit to left center field, and that's a round tripper. You can touch them all, Grace Vetter. A solo shot to left center field on a line, and the Packers, with 1 batter, will cut into the deficit. It's now 9-3. Well, we saw a home run be the variety here today. The 3rd homer between these 2 teams. As now it's 9-3, 2nd hit of the game here for Vetter. Run driven in. And the Packers get at least a run back to start things off in the 5th. Now it's Kendall Krenz. Krenz is 1 of 2 with a single back in the 1st inning. 4th hit against Jada Purdy here through 4 innings of work. I'll be in there for a strike call here to Krenz. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll be in there for a strike at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. It'll be hit on the ground. That'll go towards the second baseman, Nesta Schneider, 4-3, and there's one down here in the top of the fifth inning. Now it goes to Brooklyn Williams, the third base freshman, who reached base on an error her last time up. I've seen these home runs as well. They have been just barreled up softballs here as Williams off the end of the bat hits a little soft line drive to Purdy, who plays it to Schneider. One pitch, and there's two down. And now it goes to Gretchen Klein. Klein has reached base 2 times, once on a fielder's choice and a walk. Walk back in the second with a run scored here today for the Packers. As this will run inside for a ball, it's 1-0. For the Fargo North Spartans, you'll send 8, 9, and 1, Schneider, Gorder, and Kalbus in the bottom of the fifth. This will be hit in the air. That's going to go to the left fielder, who can't make the glove, as you'll see Klein charging to second, and she's in there. Gorder came in 1 or 2 steps and then put on the brakes and then had to come back once or twice and then had a chance to make the play. We'll count it as an E7 as we'll have a runner in scoring position. As Gorder all of a sudden thought it was going to be more of a line, then by the time she stopped, it kind of just came up on her a little bit more. As Rosenthal will be there to come up to the plate here. As we'll see this one out for a ball. So a couple of hard hits by Vetter, and then Klein able to put a good swing on that one, able to get to second. This one will miss for a ball as well. It's now 2-0. Well, the West Fargo Packers looking for a little 2-out magic here. Top of the fifth inning, down by 6. EDC semifinals. As this one will run out of the zone, it's 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes. Last batter that walked was in the top of the second inning with Gretchen Klein. Or check that was with Rowe back in the second inning and Klein, as this will be a 3-1 count. Spartans looking for their 16th win of the season. The Packers looking for win number 13. And this will be a walk. It also will get by the catcher in Fisher on the wild pitch, and then going from first to second base is going to be Rosenthal with some heady base running. So she'll get the walk. And then on the wild pitch, you'll have runners at now second and third with 2 down. As you'll see the head coach coming out here and Taylor Lundblom to speak things over in the infield. So 9-3 right now as it goes to Abby Aronson, who's scheduled up here for the West Fargo Packers. And if you get a 2-out base knock somewhere, you're going to bring 1, if not 2 runs into scoring, cut into that deficit here for West Fargo. So down 9-2, you get a leadoff home run for Grace Vetter here in the top of the fifth inning. And now for West Fargo, we'll see where they go and what they can do with the 6th batter here in inning number 5. Jada Purdy. This one will be a fly ball. That'll be hit to left, and camping underneath it will be Gorder. Good swing by Abby, just right to left fielder on one pitch, and that'll retire the Packers in the 5th inning. But they do score a run. There's a hit. 1 error as we make our way to the bottom of the 5th inning. We got a new score on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard. It's 9-3 Packers here on your liveevent.com.
North Dakota All-Star Gathering on your live event, as we'll cover the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June 2nd and 3rd.
This will be hit and over the shortstop Berg into left center field. A run comes into scorer Rath.
Optimist Volleyball Series June 16th and 17th.
Blue outside Linsinger with another hammer.
Plus, the Lions All-Star Basketball Series on July 14th and 15th.
Baldwin finds Wick. Wick open, 3-pointer coming. Yes, sir!
For more information, go to yourliveevent.com.
One run does come across for the West Fargo Packers on a hit and error, and they left 2 of the Packers so far have left 8 runners on base through 5 innings. Well, the Fargo North Spartans, they're able to score 4 runs here in the bottom of the 5th. That would be a mercy run rule, as we're in that point of the game currently. But for Fargo North, you'll see the 8, 9, and 1 batters to the plate, and can they keep the good hits going? They've scored 9 runs on 6 hits, and they've left 1 runner on in innings 3 and 4 after scoring no runs on no hits, leaving 3 runners on in the first and second innings. Rowe to pitch. This one will miss inside. It's 1-0. Warren Schneider opened up the 4th inning with a walk and a run scored and had a stolen base on top of that. Here for the Spartans. The 1-0 pitch. That'll be in there for a strike. It's now 1-1. As for a roll, the 1-1 pitch. This would be foul. It's now 1-2. Mike Lean, balls and strikes. Chad Mears and Mark Sandman out on the base pass here today in this one. Here's the 1-2 offering. That'll roll all the way towards Pappenfuss behind the plate. It's now 2-2. Earlier today in WDA action, loser outgames the Mandan Braves with a 15-2 win over the Bismarck Legacy Sabres in 5 innings. The Jamestown Blue Jays also picked up a win. As this is going to be hit in the air, that's to left center field and down for a base knock. Schneider gets aboard with a single. 7th hit against Rowe, and the Spartans get their leadoff batter aboard here in the bottom of the 5th.
Left fielder, number 17, Sonia Gorder.
And Sonia Gorder comes up to the plate. Final out west in the first WDA semifinal. Williston Coyotes will upend the Bismarck High Demons, so Williston will make the trek across Highway 2 the state tournament. Nice play by Williams. They get the out at second. Tweet is there, so 5-4 in the putout. Schneider's retired, and Gorder will reach base on a fielder's choice.
Center fielder, number 3, Olivia Calvis.
Williston defeats Bismarck High 10-0 in 5 innings. They've all been 10-run ruled today in the WDA. Williston makes its way again to the WDA tournament, but also punches their ticket to state. Bismarck High will go up against Jamestown in a state qualifier, and still to come will be Minot High against Dickinson later tonight on the Magic City. Here's the pitch to Calvis. Will be now 1 ball and 1 strike, and we'll take a look at the last time that Williston has made it to state for softball. That is been the West that has, again, kind of been dominated by Dickinson, Century, Bismarck High, and Minot High over the last handful of seasons when it comes to softball in the state in the WDA. Here's the offering upcoming from Rome. The pitch. That'll miss. Now 3-1. So Olivia with 2 runs scored today. She's 1 of 2 at the plate with a single back in the 3rd inning. And now make it 2 walks. And the Spartans get runners at first and second here, as you'll see Leah Hoffman. That'll be the first ever state tournament appearance for Williston in state softball since it was sanctioned in 2009. So the Coyotes for the first time will be at the state tournament. Coming up in Grand Forks on Thursday. Excuse me, check swing. Krenz will go there trying to get the lead runner, but won't be able to do so as the bases will be full. Tough one there for Krenz. Maybe trying to do too much on the play instead of just trying to get the out at first, as Hoffman will reach base. So Gorder will go towards third, Calvis to second. Hoffman is at first base. Bases are full, and now it's to Purdy. Purdy will see this missing out of the zone. It's 1-0. Well, for Fargo North, if they get 4 runs across here in the inning, it will be the run rule. So Grand Slam does it as the example here by Purdy, as this one will miss. It'll go all the way to the backstop, coming in, sliding in safely. Here will be Sonia Gorder. Cabas will make her way towards third, and Hoffman will go towards second base. As it's now a 10-3 lead here for the Fargo North Spartans. The count will be upcoming 2 balls and no strikes here to Jada Purdy. So later today, Minot High, Dickinson out west. The loser will go up against Mandan in a state qualifier, while the winner, again, will make its way and play Williston upcoming in the WDA Championship. As Purdy, with a hitter's count here, 2-0. The Spartans lead it by 7. Purdy pops one up. That'll be into short center field. Kackman comes in, makes the catch. The lead runner's going to take. Here's a throw by Kackman. Not in time. It's a sacrifice fly. As Cabas will go towards third. Hoffman will make her way from second to third. Cabas comes in to score. 1 down, but a runner in. As it's 11-3 Spartans here in the bottom of the 5th inning. How big is that solo home run now for West Fargo with Grace Vetter looking currently? Otherwise, you'd have the game-ending run standing at third base. So Purdy with the sacrifice fly. She gets her 3rd run driven in. How about this? Hoffman, Purdy, and Fisher with 9 runs driven in so far here today for the Spartans. As this will run out of the zone. Now 2-0. And the way this game is going, why not end it on a home run? We've already seen 3 of them here today, if that is the case. If Carly Fisher could get a homer. All right, now Road falls behind the count, 2-0. Nothing there, now 3-0 as Fisher is 1 of 2 today with a walk. 3-1 homer and a fly out to Kackman in center field back in the 3rd. 4th time through the lineup here for the Spartans. 3-0 pitch, and their 4th strike at 3-1. As Rowe sees the 3-1 popped up. Pappenfuss will not be able to make the catch. With 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning after the Hoffman able to reach base on that fielder's choice. Sacrifice fly for Purdy. Here's the pitch on the way to Fisher. Fisher swing, and that one will be strike number 3 to retire the side. So Rowe gets the strikeout, but not before the Spartans add a couple more runs. 2 runs. On 1 hit, there was no errors and a runner left on base. As we make our way to the top of the 6th inning on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard, it is a 8-run lead here for the Fargo North Spartans.
Red River Valley Speedway, you one of the best. You got 'em for a breast.
The Rumble on the Red, presented by Ellingson Companies and Gerdau Metals Recycling, is coming to West Fargo, North Dakota. The World of Outlaws non-energy drink sprint cars come to the Red River Valley Speedway on Saturday, May 31st. Tickets are available now at slspromotions.com or by calling 815-344-2023.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ. 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Top of the 6th inning here on YourLiveEvent.com on our DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard. DJ Coulter Agency from Auto, Home, Life, Business, and Farm Insurance. They want to shout out your business, go to djcoulter.com. That again is djcoulter.com. So for the West Fargo Packers, we'll see what they have left in them here in the top of the 6th inning. As Rowe hits one right back up the middle. It'll be a base knock. Good way to start the inning here for the West Fargo Packers on 1 pitch. And Brindley is aboard here in inning number 6. We'll see if we get a courtesy runner or not. As right now, Brindley Roll is going to see if we get a courtesy runner. It looks like we will. So the West Fargo Packers will get a new runner into the game. As Amundsen will come in here, as she did for Brindley back in inning number 2. So a runner at first here, top of the 6th, as it goes back to Caitlin Kackman, and quite frankly, she is due for a quality base hit, as this one will be in there for a strike. It's 0-1. One thing we've seen from Purdy kind of going to that outer part of the plate against Kackman so far here today. The 0-1 does it again now, 0-2 on the swing and miss. As the West Fargo Packers down by 8 as Purdy with the 0-2. This will be hit on the ground. Kackman, they don't apply the tag ever by Ness to try to apply the tag. Otherwise, they had a chance to get the runner. As Amundsen will make her way towards second base. They do get one out, and a runner will be in scoring position. As Kackman's retired 4-3 on the putout. As we've seen that play happen about twice here, as they're going to talk it over, and I think for Taylor, she's going to ask the head coach here for the Spartans, asking if there was a tag that was applied enough to get the double play from the second baseman. And there was no tag that was there or enough to show the umpire to say, hey, I'm trying to get the back of the jersey. So you'll get the runner at second here for the Packers. Chloe Pappenfuss coming up with a single today. She's 1 of 3 from the plate. Here's the pitch up coming from Purdy. That'll be in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Second baseman Ness has been kept busy here today. Has had a couple of chances with runners in the base patch just like that to maybe make a chance for a twin killing. As this is called a strike now, 0-2. Still to come on our post-game show. We'll get to our player of the game. Hear from a victorious player, that and more. And get you ready for the Rough Riders and the Hawks, as that is lashed foul. As it now will be and kept at no balls and 2 strikes. Vetter on the on-deck circle. And Krenz, if it can get to that point here in the 6th inning for West Fargo. The 0-2. This would be a line drive shot. That'll be backhanded there by Hoffman. A chance for 2, and she will throw it over. As that was nearly there, and I think right now the question is, was there the out or was it just gloved? And they are going to say, yes, there was the out. So everyone froze after the throw back to second just to make sure. But Pappenfuss is retired on the line drive, a chance for 2, and that could be our Agassi Precision Egg play of the contest right there. Nice backhanded play by Hoffman over at short. And then sitting down, threw it to Ness to try to get the double play. See if she could get Amundsen, as Amundsen will make her way all the way to third base on the wild pitch to Vetter. It's 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes here to the senior designated player, who's 2 for 3 today with a run driven in. As this will miss low. Now 2-0 is able to see that ball almost get away far enough to see if the runner from third would try it. The trajectory of home runs today has been from center to left. That's where we've kind of seen the round trippers, which is okay with our center field cam and right center. As we'll have the 3-0 pitch upcoming. And the cleanup batter with Kendall Krenz is on the on-deck circle. Tanking all the way in there for a strike. It's 3-1. 4th batter to the plate here for Purdy, as she's seen against the Packers. 1-3 up, 3-down inning that came back in the 4th. 3-1, that'll be smothered in the dirt by Fisher behind the plate, but you'll get the runner with Vetter to get aboard, and runners will be at the corners here for the Packers. Now it's to Kendall Krenz. Krenz with a single here today and is 1 of 3. 2 down, top of the 6th inning. Purdy will deliver a strike. It's 0-1. The contest has started back at 3:57. As this one, it's making its way closer to the supper hour here in Fargo. This one's right back up the middle. A run will come in to score. Krenz gets the RBI single. The West Fargo Packers are down 11-4. A nice piece of hitting there to take it right back up the middle by Krenz. As Amundsen will come in to score from third base. As you'll see, Vetter at second. And Krenz stands at first base with her second hit of the game, and she gets a run driven in on top of it. Big swing here by Williams. That'll go to center. Calbus was chained her into left center, so didn't have to do much in terms of movement. But the Packers do play to run. We got a new score on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard. It's Fargo North 11, West Fargo Packers 4.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Bottom of the sixth inning, 5, 6, and 7 batters. King, Woodard, and Ness here for the Fargo North Spartans. Spartans up by 7. King first pitch swinging, hits one, popped up, and Williams gives chase, but will run out of room up the third base line. It's now 0-1. So King, Woodard, and Ness again here for Fargo North as Brindley Rowe continues to pitch. 5 innings of work so far here for the Packers. Just as we talked about in the bottom of the fifth, we'll say it here as well in the bottom of the sixth inning. North, if they get 3 runs, it would be a 10-run rule. If they don't, anything underneath that, the Packers would have a chance to come up to the plate one more time in the top of the seventh as fans continue to file in, getting ready for the Rough Riders and the West Fargo Horace Hawks a little bit later tonight for EDC semifinal number 2. Here's the 0-1 offering from Rowe. This will be hit on the ground. That'll go to Klein, and Klein can't make the play at short as King is able to get on board for the first time. And you'll get a runner at first base. And if you're Fargo North here, Brooklyn Woodard, a little bit different in terms of softball to baseball. Baseball is the deeper a game gets, you might start thinking of different strategies when you're up by 6 or 7 runs in terms of having someone else go out and pitch, because you can only throw X amount of pitches during the tournament and X amount of pitches during the day. As they're going to get the runner at first base. King will make her way to second. Woodard is retired 6-3 on the putout. There's one down. But in softball, you can just pretty much have one pitcher go throughout the course of the tournament, not have to worry about the amount of pitches, not worry about the amount of appearances. A little bit different from that perspective with the two sports. As this is a strike, it's now 0-1. Ness is trying to get on base. Sacrifice bunt and a couple of flyouts so far here for the senior second baseman. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This one will be foul. That's now 0-2. And then we'll have a brief modified post-game show. Get you ready for our final game of the day. Reminder coverage gets underway at noon tomorrow. Fargo Davies awaits the loser of this game for our first of a 3-pack tomorrow afternoon. This one is foul back now, 0-2. EDC softball tournament from Mickelson Field that's made its way from West Fargo to Castleton to Fargo over the last couple of seasons. Last year was scheduled to be here in Mickelson. As Brindley Rowe. This one will go out of the zone. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So far eliminated out west in the WDA. Earlier today, Bismarck Legacy, Minot North in 2 games, and we've had 2 5 innings and 1 6-inning game out west, as this one is going to be hit. Harrison can't make the play. It will be a single here for Ness right off the bat, and she will make her way to second on the double. King had to stay put at second as Harrison was giving a good chase after that one. So runners now at second and third here for the Spartans. Can't fault the hustle there by Harrison as he laid out for it, trying to make the play. And the Spartans with Schneider with a single, a walk, a run scored, and a stolen base. And Schneider will take a ball. It's now 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes here to the senior first baseman for the Spartans. That'll run in. It's 2-0. State tournament, nice track and field crowd out in Bismarck. Just seen some social media posts from earlier today. Here's the 2-0 pitch. This one will be popped up. Now 2-1. Always fun to see some, especially in track, you want to win a state championship, but at the end of the day, it's about PR and getting your personal best. As Kindred's Presley Peraza wins the Class B triple jump. As Peraza was committed towards Minot State, and then with the basketball coach leaving, he decommitted and reopened his classification, as he wants to play both basketball and potentially run track and field in the fall. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 offering to Schneider. This one will run in off the glove of Pappenfuss, and it'll be a foul ball. As you saw, King coming down to try to score. Ness was going to make her way, but the one person who didn't run was the batter in Schneider. As if that was the case, and if it wasn't a foul ball, she would have had to hustle to first. Instead, we'll do it all over again, 2-2. Brindley Rowe, the 8th grader here for the Packers. Missing low, now 3-2. As we said, for last couple seasons in EDC softball, there's been a lot of teams that have had a lot of youth coming up and through the pipeline for their respective programs. 3-2 pitch. This one, Krenz gives a chase and can't make the play, as that one was about a good 2 feet out in front of her by the time she had the chance to get there, and we'll do it all over again at 3-2. Fargo North is the quote-unquote senior-laden team here. A bevy of juniors and seniors here this season. A lot of varsity experience throughout the years, and a team that wants to get back-to-back state appearances. As this will just miss off the zone, Schneider will take a walk, and the bases are full of Spartans here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Sonia Gorder here. Gorder has reached base twice on a hit-by pitch and a fielder's choice. She has 2 runs scored here for the Spartans, as the infield will come in for the Packers. The pitch, this one will be hit, foul. It's now 0-1. So if Schneider scores with Ness and King in front of her all coming in, the game would be over here in the bottom of the 6th. Brindley Rowe is just trying to find a way to get 2 outs and bring the Packers up and have 1 more chance in the top half of the 7th inning. That'll miss for a ball. It's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike on the way to the sophomore left fielder. This will be hit foul. It's now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes on the way as Rowe with the pitch. This will be hit up the third baseline foul, and we'll keep it at 1-2. If you just joined us, Fargo North was trailing after 2 innings, 2-0. Bottom of the 3rd, a 2-run homer by Leah Hoffman that tied the game up at 2 apiece. And then they got another run later in the inning thanks to an RBI double by Brooklyn Woodard. And since then, they've never trailed in the contest, scoring then 6 runs in the 4th inning for Fargo North. This will be hit right off the pitcher roll. Coming in is Williams. Williams trying to get the lead runner. King can't do so. It's a single on the way as King will come in to score. Ness will go to third, Schneider to second, and Gorder will take first base, and everybody moves up station to station. And now it's a 12-4 contest. That one goes off the pitcher, just making sure roll looks to be all right as King comes in to score. Run driven in here for Gorder. That's a 12-4 contest. Williams did a good job as best as she could, able to play that and try to throw it to Pappenfuss and try to get the lead runner. As they'll take a look at Brindley, making sure that she's all right here. That was a nice toss on the way as they'll continue here for the West Fargo Packers. Back to the top of the lineup. 5 batters up in the inning. Just one batter has been retired, Olivia Calbus. And now again, if Ness and Schneider both come in to score here before there's 3 outs, this one will be a run rule. And so far in this tournament, going back to a run rule, we have not seen that here yet through 6 EDC tournament contests. As Olivia Calbus to the plate. She will have her 5th time seeing Brindley here in the circle. As Rose sees this one for a bowl, it's 1-0. Olivia's reached base 3 consecutive times with 3 runs scored, 2 walks and a single. Struck out her first time up. Infield will continue to play in. Now it's 2-0. A 3-run home run by Kenley Fisher in the 4th kind of put the exclamation point on a 6-run 4th inning for the Spartans as well. 2-0 pitch. Make it now 2 balls and 1 strike. As the Rough Rider fans and the Horse fans patiently await the conclusion of this contest. Here's the 2-1 offering on the way. That'll be out. Now 3-1. You see fans both up the first base and third base lines down the foul poles here today at Mickelson Field. A 3-1 offering. That'll be scorched and underneath the glove of Klein. 1 run comes in. Here comes the trailing run in Schneider. She will come in, and the Fargo North Spartans will 10-run rule the West Fargo Packers. It'll be 14-4 your final here in this contest. And a game that finishes at 5:41 here today. As this game will go 1 hour and 44 minutes here in this one. As we'll go 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base. As Ness and Schneider both come in to score after Olivia Callis was able to deliver the goods. As the Fargo North Spartans put 3 runs across in the 6th inning. We'll continue with our post-game show after this, brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway and the Red River Valley Speedway.
Morning show. Local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Tick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
As we come back here on our post-game show, brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway and the Red River Valley Speedway, your final box score looks like this. Fargo North with 14 runs as they were able to get 10 hits in this one. They committed 4 errors with 7 runners left on base. For the West Fargo Packers, 4 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors with 10 runners left on base in a game that goes an hour and 44 minutes here today. Jada Purdy picks up the win, while for the Fargo North Spartans, Brinley Rowe will pick up the loss here in this one. As we go through the middle of the lineup, Hoffman, Purdy, and Fisher were able to get 9 runs driven in here in this contest for Fargo North. We'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, we'll hear from our player of the game that had a 2-run homer back in the 3rd inning. We'll hear from the senior Leah Hoffman coming up around the corner here on yourlivevent.com.
Of Outlaws late models return to the Norman County Raceway, Ada, Minnesota, June 28th. Ada Building Center LLC start to finish showdown. Presented by R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Enjoy the experience. Nationwide top 10 experience last year. Let's make it number 1 this year. World of Outlaws late models. Ada Building Center LLC start to finish showdown. Presented by R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Tickets now available. ncraceway.com.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility has recently started offering a $4 per hour shift differential for rotating shifts. Go to AmericanCrystalCareers.com for more information.
Join us here from the Fargo North Spartans is Leah Hoffman on our post-game show. The Spartans, for the 2nd straight season, are making their way to a state tournament. Leah, congratulations on the win. You got down early against the West Fargo Packers, but you tied the game up in the 3rd inning on a 2-run homer. Just take us through what's kind of going through your mind. Olivia, able to get on base with a single. Just take us through that at bat, and what did that kind of do for the team moving forward, scoring 9 runs between the 3rd and the 4th inning?
Yeah, no, it's huge to get big runs like that right away, and just having people on base is a huge thing for us because that's how you score runs, So getting on base like Olivia did was a huge thing, and then I guess just being able to hit the ball like I did. I mean, it was just good to tie that game up for our team because it really brought the energy up, and I was really happy, I guess, to be a part of that. But I don't know, it's huge for everyone. I mean, and Kenley hit that one deep ball too, and it just really hypes the team up, and that's what gets us going.
And then you saw Brooklyn later in the inning get a 2 RBI double. Then the next half inning, you got Schneider with a walk, hit by a pitch with Gorder. Olivia gets a walk. Leah gets a single. Yourself gets a single. Jada gets a single. Then the big shot, the 3-run homer. When you see Kenley put a ball like that to left field, just kind of what goes through your mind when you get to see a teammate and also make connection at the plate.
Yeah, no, it's such a great feeling, especially watching Kenley because she's just such a good player and she's a very confident. Everybody's confident when Kenley gets up to the plate. So when she produces something like that for us, it's like such a good thing to watch, and I'm just I'm so grateful that I get to be a part of that team just because the energy with all of us and the atmosphere, it's always so great, and yeah, just watching other people succeed like that is a huge thing.
Last year as a 4th seed, I know you guys were knocking out the door to try to make a state tournament. This year you brought a bevy of experience back with a lot of seniors and juniors.
Yep.
You're EDC regular season champs. You're 1 win away from going back-to-back in the tournament. Most importantly, you're heading to state. But what does it mean to get back to a state tournament this particular season with this group of girls?
No, it's huge. I mean, we've all been together. We've started playing way back in 8U together. So being able to be through this, all the way through all those years and just experience these wins and these situations with each other is just, I mean, that makes us who we are. We're so connected like that, and it's just so great, I guess, to keep being like that and growing with each other, and especially this group of girls. I mean, we're all so awesome. It's just, we deserve it. It's good for us.
Final thing for me, Leah, you'll have to wait for your opponent, whether it's Horace or Red River, but biggest thing you want to take into that EDC tournament championship game, where I won't say there's not pressure on the line, but at least you get another week of softball. What's the one thing you want to see, whether it's tomorrow or when you make your way back up to UND next Thursday for state?
Yeah, well, for both of them, I mean, a huge thing for us is just confidence. I mean, we've seen these pitchers before in this season. We know we can hit them, but we just have to have confidence going in that we can hit them. And especially with state, when we're playing teams from the West and we haven't seen pitchers like that, we just have to have trust in ourselves that we can hit the ball, because we're a good hitting team. We just need to keep having that confidence that we can do that, because we all know we can.
Hey, Leah, congratulations on the win. We'll let you go enjoy it, and best of luck 24 hours from now on the title.
Yes, thank you so much.
Leah Hoffman joined us here from the Fargo North Spartans. Will continue on the post-game show after this.
Your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
As we continue on our post-game show here today, brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway and the Red River Valley Speedway, as the Fargo North Spartans pick up the win here in this one, as they're able to pick up the victory again in 6 innings, 14-4. Just taking a look at some of the athletes who stood out in this one. Leah Hoffman, again, able to reach base 3 times, a 2-run homer, a single, 2 runs scored with 3 runs driven in. Purdy in this contest was able to get 3 runs driven in as well. The same for Carly Fisher here for the Fargo North Spartans. 2, 3, and 4 batters did a lot of the damage here today for North, who scored 3 runs in the 3rd, 6 runs in the 4th, 2 runs in the 5th, and 3 runs in the 6th. For West Fargo, they had a lead after 2 innings, 2.5. They led 2-0, but then after that, never able to tie or take the lead back, as they had a run in the 5th and a run in the 6th. The solo homer by Grace Fetter in the 5th inning. They were able to make their way with 2 runs across in the 2nd inning. A couple of base hits for Kendall Krenz, 2 hits with a run driven in. Also, Abby Arison with a run driven in as well here in this contest for the West Fargo Packers. So West Fargo will play Fargo Davies tomorrow in a state qualifier, while for the Fargo North Spartans, they will await the opponents in terms of Horace and Red River. As we continue on our Norman County Raceway, Red River Valley Speedway post-game show, our Enbridge Energy player of the game, and you can kind of give this as players to Hoffman, to Purdy, to Fisher. They all did a really nice job. The trio of those 3, Olivia, the top of the lineup as well, are our Enbridge Energy players of the game. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Our Agassi Precision Egg play of the contest, Chloe Pappenfuss line drive that was hit to Hoffman at shortstop, who backhanded it in the hole, able to make the play before it hit the turf. That is our Agassi Precision Egg play of the contest there from Hoffman, as we just heard from her moments ago, but she also made a nice play in the field. Your local precision planting dealer, go to planterdoc.com. That again is planterdoc.com. And our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection, the 3 homers of Hoffman, a 2-run homer, the 3-run homer by Fisher, and the solo homer from West Fargo's Grace Vetter. Halstead Telephone Company, just like a round tripper, they will get you home as well with Halstead Telephone. Discover local reliability you can trust. It's how to connect at halsteadtel.com. Your final again on our Red River Valley Speedway Norman County Raceway post-game show, 14-4 here on your live event. Join us in about 15 minutes or so. We'll get to the opening pitch of the Hawks and the Rough Riders. That is next here in Fargo.